The OCTA research group flags the increasing COVID-19 death rate among senior citizens, especially in Metro Manila. A doctor says the so-called mismatch between COVID-19 patients and hospitals has been hounding the government's One Hospital Command system. The government has logged 2 new diplomatic protests against China over its continuing illegal presence in the West Philippine Sea. Lawmakers from both the House and the Senate are seeking to repeal an executive order lowering the tariff on imported pork. And in light news, a Spanish dancer delivers a breathtaking performance underwater. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. The government's One Hospital Command Center is now looking to tap additional personnel as calls continues to surge. Romy Lopez has the report.
The number of people trying to reach the government's One Hospital Command Center for COVID-19 has tripled since August 2020.
From a mere 150 to 175 calls per day, when during this time of surge, we were already receiving 380 to almost 400 plus.
But due to the challenges, the command center management admits not being able to answer all calls.
We have landlines and cell phone number, but all of those po kasi ay engaged, very engaged po and congested din po yung lines natin. And then so that some of them po ay hindi na nakakapasok dun sa hotline.
The discrepancy between the available beds and the patients who need to be confined has made it more difficult.
Dapat yung mga asymptomatic cases natin and mild cases will be transferred to a level 1 hospital or even to an isolation facility so that they can decongest their hospitals so that they can accommodate more moderate and severe cases.
In an interview with 1PH sa Totoo Lang, NTF Special Advisor Dr. Ted Herbosa called this a mismatch.
Sometimes may tinatawag na mismatch, no? Marami silang bakanting bed pero pang moderate. Pero kung ikaw ay critical at walang ICU bed, yun yung magmumukhang maghihintay or maililipat ka sa ibang hospital.
Former Health Chief Esperanza Cabral also flagged leadership flaws which may contribute to another surge in cases.
Look at the case fatality rate. We have been so proud that the case fatality rate in the country is lower than the general or global case fatality rate. But now, it is coming up.
So far, the One Hospital Command has provided services to 24,000 callers since last year. The command center assures the public of continuous operation as it seeks additional beds.
I have to hire more people to receive my calls and make sure that they have the proper training. Second, I need to make sure that I have more open lines. And we are being supported naman sa PLDT.
Those who are in need of referral assistance may contact the command center using the numbers on your screen. For News 5, Romy Lopez. We are One News.
The Health Department reports more than 8,100 new COVID-19 cases. This brings the total caseload to almost 893,000, some 173,000 of which are still active. 162 more deaths were confirmed in the past 24 hours, bringing the total tally to above 15,400. Total recoveries are now at 704,000, with 500 additional survivors today. The OCTA research group says the COVID-19 death rate in Metro Manila has increased to 5.4%. The figure is thrice higher compared to last year, with a majority of deaths recorded among senior citizens. OCTA says those aged 60 and up have a case fatality rate of nearly 3 out of 10 COVID-19 cases. The group attributes the uptick to overwhelmed hospitals as well as the presence of more infectious COVID variants. With this, OCTA is urging the government to ensure the elderly's access to health care and vaccination. We'll be back with more stories after the short break. Stay with us. Hi, Pat. It's Riza.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Philippines filed a fresh diplomatic protest against China over the illegal presence of its ships in the West Philippine Sea. Pat Mangune is joining us live from Mandaluyong for details. Pat, what do you have for us?
Riza, the Foreign Affairs Department has formally lodged a diplomatic protest against China regarding the continuing illegal presence of some 240 Chinese ships across the West Philippine Sea. In a tweet, Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. described the protest as beautifully written, but said only lawmakers from the Foreign Affairs Committee may have access to it. DFA Executive Director for Strategic Communication, Ivy Banzon, later clarified that 2 diplomatic protests were sent out today. One counts as a daily protest for as long as Chinese ships are illegally moored in the Julian Felipe Reef. The other one, meanwhile, is for the dispersal of Chinese vessels to other parts of the Philippine maritime zones. In line with this, Armed Forces Chief Cirilito Sobejana ordered 3 additional Navy ships to boost the country's presence in the waters. The Philippine Coast Guard and Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources also have 3 vessels in the area. This has been the country's largest presence in the West Philippine Sea to date. In a forum hosted by Strat-based ADR Institute, international law experts urged the AFP to strengthen its naval forces. Other maritime law experts also called on the government to be relentless in filing diplomatic protests to put pressure on China to leave the territory. A whole of alliance approach is also needed through gathering support from other allied countries that have mutual interests with the Philippines. The 240 Chinese vessels transferred from Julian Felipe Reef to the Gavin Reef, Mischief Reef, Ayungin Shoal, and other reefs and islands within the EEZ. These Chinese maritime militia ships are approximately 60 meters in length and could illegally haul up to 1 ton of fish every day. The PCG has also warded off some Chinese fishermen who were caught illegally harvesting giant clams. The Chinese embassy in Manila and DFA both agreed to lower tensions and handle the issue through diplomatic efforts. Despite this, the ships have not completely left the area. Riza, US-based company Simularity, based on their recent geospatial satellite data, also said they see that the Philippines is lacking in its defense strategy in the West Philippine Sea compared to other claimant countries like Vietnam. So they warned that most or some of the rest of the unoccupied reefs and islands may easily be snatched by China. And former Supreme Court Justice Antonio Carpio also said that it would be the collapse of the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea if we let China win. Riza?
Thanks for that report and stay safe. That's Pat Mangune reporting from Mandaluyong. Now, at least 17 House members have filed a joint resolution against an executive order reducing tariff rates on pork imports. They are asking for the immediate termination of the EO and the expansion of the minimum access volume. Deputy Minority Leader Carlos Zarate says the multi-partisan move will be considered soon by the House leadership. Senators Franklin Drilon, Kiko Pangilinan, and Cynthia Villar have earlier expressed intent to carry out the same move. The Agriculture Department maintains that the revenue loss due to the tariff cut will translate to lower prices of pork. And for some light news, a Spanish dancer and a free diver delivered a literally breathtaking performance by dancing tango underwater. Sank 10 meters underwater for Tango, a 3-minute film by French director Bastien Soleil. The movie was made by trained free divers and was shot with no air assistance. Hafez and a cameraman free dived 120 times to complete the film. The director said he wanted viewers to be transported away from their daily routines and into a mesmerizing dreamlike world. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.